What's good, y'all? My name is Christoph, and welcome to my garden, aka Christoph's Garden. My purpose for this video is to kind of give y'all behind the scenes look at what it takes to get my garden ready for the spring season. This past year, I didn't really overwinter anything. I didn't prep any beds. My garden's been severely neglected. It's in a very rough spot. But one thing I've noticed is on most social media platforms, gardens are only shown when they're in their picture perfect state, and I wanted to actually take an opportunity to show mine when, you know, I've been discouraged, I've been stressed out, and I haven't really done what I'm supposed to be doing, haven't been practicing what I preached. But to know even when somebody's a more seasoned gardener, they go through the same trials and tribulations, and you just kind of got to take it task by task, project by project. So this is going to be a series of me cleaning up my garden and taking y'all task by task, showing you what I do along the way that's helped me succeed over the years. I've been in this space for 5 years now, and show you all the spaces that I have to get cleaned up to get ready to go. Every year I tell myself I'm gonna start earlier and earlier to get my seeds going ahead of time and not be rushed last minute, but here we go again. This is my own personal testimony of accountability. But the easiest way to get this going is I'm gonna give you a tour of what my garden looks like today and all my growing spaces, and maybe just a quick little overview of what I need to do to get them ready again. And then we're just gonna do it piece by piece. So let's get into it. Most of my backyard spaces in concrete, so everything's in a planter. What you're gonna see right here is some pasta that a lot of my herbs grown in. It was mint, rosemary. It's super overrun with weeds, but you can see there's some rosemary fighting for dear life in there. There was mint in here. No, rosemary was in here as well. You can see it's right there. It's got some blooms on it. It's still trying to survive. And then there's some rosemary that didn't make it. I got 2 new puppies. And they've kind of been wreaking a little bit of havoc back here too. So you can see this is broken and damaged. It's definitely not gonna make it in this condition. And then we got some green onions that are bolting. Look like they got a little bit of aphids on them as well. We have my aloe. The dogs have knocked this over a couple times. And there's a lot of pups in here, so I can actually, it needs to be repotted. I've had this aloe for several years, so I should actually repot this and divide it up. I got my old Christmas tree, decided to do a real Christmas tree this year, and told myself I was gonna let it finish dying out so I could break it down in this new wood chipper I got and put it in my compost pile. You can see the concrete right here. These 2 above ground beds, I got them from Lowe's. The dogs were messing with my irrigation that I had on some pots that were right down here. So I decided to loop that back in there in the meantime to keep them off of it when I couldn't see them. But in these beds, these were kind of like my pollinator beds. So I had dahlias and cosmos in here. And then in this one, I had lilies and cosmos, or dahlias too, I think. And as you can see, I'm a little late. They're already starting to come back. So cleaning this up and getting it top dressed and ready to go is probably gonna be my top priority since they're already breaking dirt. But it looks like they're doing pretty good because they're dividing and they're multiplying underneath the ground. So it's a good indication that I'm doing the right thing, feeding them and keeping the soil healthy. But like you see, we got a lot of work to do. We move over here to the one planter that came with this property. Is about 11 by 13. Normally I grow like my peppers, tomatoes in here, and I kind of rotated through to do like some brassicas or things like that. You can see my tomato plants died back. I didn't really clean up the bed. Still some fruit left over that's kind of like dying out. Just a good old-fashioned mess, you know? But it's not too bad. It should be a quick cleanup job. And then we'll take you to the other side of the yard. This is where I had another pollinator dedicated space in addition to like my fruit bushes. A lot of these pots broke, but some of them are still fine, so I just kind of been letting them run their course. And then once the flowers die back, I just kind of let them be over the winter. So I need to clean these up, clean out the weeds, figure out what's where again. Some of them have bulbs in them, other ones don't. And then just, you know, ran a wheelbarrow with dirt in it. That started to grow cosmos seeds. I feel like once you sow cosmos once, they're just everywhere all the time, in addition to some weeds. And then we have my blueberry bushes that unfortunately have already started to bloom, and I haven't even top dressed them. You can see the pot broke, so I need to fix that. Need to weed them. but overall just a massive cleanup that needs to happen. Weeding, dirt, and top dressing and repotting. Here we have one of my compost bins, vermicompost, so it means I'm using worms to do it. I've been neglecting this one too, but it looks like I still got some healthy compost. I don't know if the worms are still doing okay in here, but you can see it's super dark and healthy, which means they've been eaten. And it's not dry, so maybe there's still some worms kicking around there. I'll have to check. But even that is weathered and part of this piece is broken too. It's crazy because doing this, I understand why people never show their garden in the state, because it's kind of embarrassing to be like, yo, I know how to do this. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I got here. Like, I should just clean it up and not show nobody and just show them the finished product. But that's not what we're here for. That's not what I'm about to do. So you guys can see my trials and tribulations, see my shortcomings at times, and know that, like, it's gonna be okay. We fuck up too. We all mess up. All right, we all gonna bounce back. You just gotta piece it back together. This is the back half of the garden. You see there's plenty of weeds that need to be cleaned up. We got my above ground planters. This one, the bottom fell out. Got a tower garden, another compost bin, some broken trellises back there, some hanging pots, some lemon trees that happen to have some peppers mixed in with them, my greenhouse that needs to be cleaned up and put back on track, compost pile, stacked up planters, do-it-yourself trellis I built, guava trees, stacked up cages. Once again, my name is Christoph. Welcome to Christoph's Garden. If you're new here, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. And hopefully you guys will stick around and follow the progress as we get this garden cleaned up. But that concludes the quick and dirty version of the behind the scenes tour of my garden to show you what it's really looking like right now and the journey that we're about to take to whip it back into shape. So thank you.